This part of 9.1 Day 2, we're going to have a little introduction to conic sections, which we'll dive into further throughout this chapter. First, we have to be able to identify parts of the circle. So we're going to start with the chord. This green line here is a chord. It has endpoints that are on the circle. Now, a diameter is a special type of chord with endpoints on the circle, but more importantly, it goes through the center of the circle. And although this looks a little bit off, we're going to call this the center of our circle. Now, lastly, we have our radius. That goes from an endpoint that's on the circle to the center of the circle. Both the diameter and radius are going to be very important for what we're going to be doing today. Now, keep in mind that the radius is half the length of the diameter. Let's apply what we know about distance and midpoint formulas to a problem about circles. So this one says that the endpoints of a diameter of the circle are at A, -2, 3, and B, 6, 9. We want to find the center of the circumference and the area of the circle. So let's think about what we really need. Well, if we have a circle, let's say this is A over here, and this is B over here, and here's our center. That's one of the things that we want to find. Well, where is that center located? If you're thinking the midpoint, you're absolutely right. So let's use the midpoint formula to find the center of the circle. So here's what my midpoint formula looks like, and let's simplify that. So we have -2 plus 6 is 4, divided by 2 gives me 2, and 3 plus 9 is 12, divided by 2 gives me 6. So my midpoint is 2, 6, that's my center. 2, 6. So that's one of them. We're done with that. Now we want to find the circumference. Well, let's think about our formula for circumference. Circumference can be found by using either 2 pi r or pi times diameter. Why don't we use pi times diameter? So to get our diameter, I need to find the distance between these 2 points. So let's do that now. So after plugging my numbers into the distance formula, I find that we have the square root of, well, 8 squared is 64, plus 6 squared is 36. 64 plus 36 gives me 100. And that's going to simplify to 10, of course. So my diameter is 10. Let's write that down. Diameter equals 10, and we know that means our radius is 5. That's some important information right there that's going to help us out with our circumference and area. So for my circumference, let's leave it in terms of pi, and when we say in terms of pi, we mean to leave pi in the answer. So my circumference is pi times diameter, so 10 pi. There's my answer. I don't even have to plug it in my calculator or anything. For my area, we need to remember our area formulas. For the area of a circle, I'm going to have pi times the radius squared. Well, we know what the radius is. It's 5. So we have pi times 5 squared, and that's going to give me 25 pi. Let's make sure that we've answered all the questions. Well, I found my center, I found my circumference, that's right here, and I found my area of the circle, which is right down here. Did it all.